So CLOOS is a German company, started in welding. Now it's arc welding, so electric arc welding is the core of what the company does. They started making machines for doing that in the 50s and advanced that technology to semi-automation and then automation. And then in the 80s, when robots came on the scene, CLOOS ultimately decided they needed to be producing their own robots. So now a company that's over 100 years old is producing the welding technology that's core to robotic welding, but also the robot technology, and then all the pieces in between.
CLOOS is historically known for very large robotic solutions. We have dealt with some very big companies in the last 20 years that started sort of the automation revolution with very large, heavy capacity, complex welding for very large and heavy parts.
So a traditional CLOOS customer is a very large component manufacturer, whether it be in the agriculture industry, whether it be in construction industry, mining industry, very large parts, ones that are challenging, whether they're either a lot of deposition, a lot of welding involved in them, really big parts to manipulate. That's really where we've stood out for many years and been a big focus of what we do.
They're putting down a lot of material. We're talking about cycle times that are parts of a day or days to finish these products. So it's really about managing that process from start to finish and optimizing that process to deliver when things aren't exactly in the right position.
By being vertically integrated, it allows us to really develop all different pieces without having to go back and figure out how to integrate somebody else's equipment into what we're doing. So since it's all coming through us, we have ability to really understand where those limits are, what will work, and how to control it to best fit for the customer's needs.
We do power supplies, we do the robots, we do the robot positioning and the part positioning. At a core of who CLOOS is we are a welding company. We don't make robots for material handling. We make it for welding. We design our power supplies for welding and to give the customer the best arc possible. So everything that we do is all around basically taking that arc and putting it in a position, putting it in a process that maximizes the production, the quality, what the customer really, really needs.
Since we are OEM, we manufacture on robots. We're in control of where the advancements happen, whether that's in the electronics of the control or whether that's on the mechanical side also. We do have some parts of the robots that do span multiple generations of the robot. Because let's say, for example, the wrist assembly on the robot, it's very critical and very precise. And if it doesn't need to change, you don't need to change a component that works great every single generation just to make a new part number or just to say that it's new and improved.
I would say the main thing that CLOOS is set apart from is that we are all in one package. With that is that we can control the welding parameters and the robotic positions and all that, all one pendant, and it all communicates in one. So it kind of makes it all throughput answer and it makes it ease of use.
There's a bit of an issue in material suppliers within our industry. Very often these are companies that are owned by larger welding organizations. So in reality, they have optimized their material for their technology, not necessarily the best situation for the customer.
Our expertise is in the equipment and the solutions. CLOOS is a vertical company. We make everything ourselves. We don't make filler metals.
NS ARC is the largest dedicated welding wire brand in the United States today.
We focus on wire and how that affects the manufacturing process for our end users. We're positioned in a way that it gives us the ability to go out and look at the market and identify where is there a gap in the market from a USA-made product. And so we're able to look at that, and that's where we're focusing our efforts, is being able to source our wire as a made-and-melt product and then provide that to the market.
NS ARC, we manufacture a couple different wires, including carbon, cooled stainless aluminum. That's a wide product offering that we offer to all of our customers. Every customer provides a different solution that they need, or there's a different pain point, a different product. So it just depends on what they need. And that's what we go in and focus on. Solving that, but being alert and aware of other issues.
We are focused on innovation, new products, meeting our customers' needs in the filler metal world. We want to make sure that we're identifying those needs, we're hearing them, we're taking it back to the manufacturing facility, understanding what we need to do and what changes we need to make, or what innovations we need to make to actually meet their needs. We were very excited with the partnership with CLOOS because we're able to pool our resources. We're able to look at different things in the process. We're able to give them product. They're able to run it through their robots and cobots and understand how the characteristics of the wire play out in that process.
We don't offer equipment, but we offer the wire. So when they need a whole solution, they need something that's going to be high quality production at the end of the process. And so working together, we provide that.
We can now take on, talking to a customer and really talk about the full solution, not just, how to move a part from A to B and how to weld it. We care about that arc and how that weld is after, it is solidified and everything that happens during that process. So having a partner that, we can talk to, we can partner with on a customer visit and have that guy standing right next to me saying, I'll talk about the welding and I'll talk about all the equipment. And then I got a guy here that will handle all your filler metal questions. And we as a team can get you the right solution.
We're collaborating to help each other grow. From the exposure on social media to the exposure in the marketplace to partnering to go into customers to provide solutions.
NS ARC's approach to look at a problem and solve what needs to be solved to deliver really excellent quality welds is exactly what we intend to do here at CLOOS as well, right? So that relationship with the customer, that problem solving, in many cases, our customers have lost their ability to engineer. They've got an aging workforce. A lot of the folks that are, over my age are out the door, and you've got young people coming in, a little less experience, so they're looking for somebody to come in and provide that level of expertise that helps them decide how best to execute their project.
The motivation to partner with CLOOS is that they have a specific skill set that they bring to the consulting and to the pit crew format. So the pit crew is a revitalization, it is a personalization of selling welding filler metals into the market.
Coming in, we're going to provide needs analysis. We're going to walk through your process with you, ask questions about what you're doing, where you're at, what are some pain points, where do you want to be, and then reevaluate, come together, make some decisions, and find a solution together.
With NS ARC's pit crew, it kind of goes back to what really enhances this partnership is that it really shows NS ARC's commitment to the customer. Doing these consultations, coming in and reviewing their process, that's the key is they're doing it, to help the customer, whether that is with the partnership of CLOOS, whether that is, changing a formulation of a filler metal or just changing a filler metal or even a process within, what they're doing, going from say spray to pulse because they need to have more of a cosmetic and high quality weld. Going into one customer that has seen the same thing for year after year and saying, guys, you guys are doing great. But guess what? You could do something better, or you could try this. And if you try it, we'll help you try it.
Whether it's the wire or whether it's something that's not the wire, we're able to bring in people like CLOOS today that would be able to give us feedback on what's going on and identify challenges that they're facing.
Weld wire quality does have an impact on the end result of a part. If the wire has, let's say, impurities in it and is causing extra pops and, issues, you'll have more spatter that then needs to be cleaned up. And if you don't clean the spatters up, you're going to have poor finish once it gets painted or coated. That's unintended. So if your quality on your wire is not good enough, you will be adding extra steps or extra labor, or you will be ultimately creating a less quality product, even if you don't intend to.
NS ARC is known in the market as providing a wire that typically is lower in spatter. It typically has really good characteristics in when it comes to cleanup. You don't have quite as much cleanup with our wire. The actual manufacturing process can be detailed. Chemistries are important when you're manufacturing wire. How you manufacture it, the finish, what type of applications they're going to be used in will play into what type of lubricants and things like that. The actual plating of the wire, I've got quite a bit of experience in understanding plating and how that affects the finished product.
And so I've worked with a lot of different wire manufacturers coming from an OEM of a power supply and working for another OEM. So we, like some of the competitors out there, they manufacture their own wire and are going to promote their own wire. Something I've ran into, and I haven't really had that problem at all with National Standard, is the tensile strength of some wires, because a lot of the times in robotic applications, you are pulling that wire great lengths, and tension builds up. And if you're feeding a certain amount of wire, it ends up snapping, causing bird nesting problems in general. You have to refeed the wire. So I've had that problem with another wire brand. I haven't seen it with National Standard at all, so that's a good thing about it.
In my time here, in the last roughly 20 years, I have seen some changes in our industry. It's harder to find people who want to weld. So now this gives a larger challenge to the manufacturers, because they still need to make product.
Welder shortage has been a historical issue for a very long time. Getting grinders, getting fitters, getting the rest of the manufacturing team. Manufacturing is not cool, it's not fun, it's dirty. So how do we best create solutions to help that? And automation is a big priority, because one, if you can't get people, something has to do the work.
Yeah, so going from manual to cobotic or robotic welding, a manual welder can adjust on the fly, and so a lot of manual welders believe that they can be better than a cobot or a robotic application. But a robot is going to be way more steady, so that's the biggest misconception, I would say. The other one would be manual welders think robots are going to take their jobs. Well, in fact, it promotes employment and it promotes the business, gives the business more opportunity to grow, and it gives the employee an opportunity to learn more and adjust from that.
Automation has always been a part of fabrication and manufacturing. I think it will become more and more. Will it ever be 100%? No, it will never be 100%, because there are always going to be applications, designs that are not really feasible for automation and more or economically feasible. Skilled welders will always be in demand. Skilled fitters, skilled press brake operators. There are going to be this continued need for people to do those type of jobs. The thing about automation is then customers can figure out, where does automation really fit? Is it repeatable stuff? You don't do automation for the most complex and hard stuff. You use your skilled people for that. You take the rudimentary, the mundane, the day-to-day things. That's what you want to automate.
Robots, and especially with the cobots and how much they have grown in the past 5 to 10 years, is that a lot of newer companies that are new to automation are getting into it, and they have the misconception that this cobot is going to be able to essentially take a part, throw it on the table, and it'll weld it all up for you. So that's not the case. It takes training, it takes knowledge on welding, and a little bit of automation specifically for the cobot side. In robots, yes, you're going to have an operator that is knowledgeable enough to handle that system and be able to troubleshoot and take on any task that it's going to throw at it. So, even though it's going to make your life easier, you're still going to need an operator. The marriage of NS ARC and CLOOS, this partnership is
something that's going to expand capability. So now we have access to world-class welding material, and NS ARC has access to our world-class robotic welding automation. So we are going to raise the tide for everybody by looking at things like contact tip and how to expand that life. Different chemistries that deliver better weld quality when you're using our tandem approach, pouring 2 wires into a weld joint.
So things that are exciting me going on right now is, with what happened during the pandemic and how sort of what happened in China with everything that was manufactured there, basically putting a complete stop on the world economic front. A lot of companies are now trying to onshore back to, North America. There's going to be many companies that are going to, revitalize old facilities and add new technologies, or they're going to start from ground up because they know they need to have this diversified fabrication locations so that regardless of what goes on in the world economy, they're not stuck with, one facility that is now shut down.
From my view, when we see what's happening in the welding world, there's a lot of exciting things happening, because what we're seeing right now is there's a lot of potential for automation. There's a lot of places we can help bring the automation level up, especially in North America. You're always out there training, educating, consulting with people to get them to understand what they can do. And you see eyes open up, and to see what potential you have to save them money, to make them be able to keep their companies in the United States, for example. There's a lot of benefit to seeing all that.
When you think about the welding industry, it's always evolving, it's always changing. People are being innovative, they're coming up with new ideas, and so we're always having to adapt, and so we're always willing to do that and be a part of that solution. Sometimes they start from the beginning and they think they know what they're doing, but our expertise, when we come in, we can help that make it better and make that production a lot faster for them. With NS ARC, we're continuing to grow, we're adding new people, we're adding new products, and that's what's nice about this partnership. CLOOS is kind of in the same boat. They're starting to grow and get more and more people, so I'm excited about this opportunity to work together.
At NS ARC, we're really excited about the partnership with CLOOS because we're able to put our product through their process, understand how it performs, understand how it affects their process, and hopefully we can innovate and come together and bring the solutions to the market.
Having NS ARC as our filler metal partner is a huge benefit to us, because now I've got that guy, those guys, that expertise standing right next to me, standing behind me, that are supporting what we're trying to do with the customer, and vice versa. When NS ARC is talking with customers, they know they've got CLOOS sitting behind them saying, how can we help, with that customer problem? So it goes both ways, and that's the exciting part.
It's an exciting future. Really looking forward to what this partnership is going to deliver. I think it'll be unparalleled within our industry to have 2 of the top companies in each of their respective technologies cooperating to raise the bar for our customers.